in order to give the bees a good start in the hive, I will give them a foundation. This is beeswax from Norwegian bees, and it's there are no additives, no man-made stuff. It's just pure beeswax. Smells delicious. And you see, every little one of those cells, they are exactly 5.1 millimeters. So it's sort of a foundation where you give the bees a start. So like if I could put this frame directly into the hive, but they tend to build the comb a little, messy then. If you look at this, it's not straight, and they still build the cells. But in order for us as beekeepers to make life easier for us when we harvest, it's better to give them a foundation. So I buy these frames. They're very inexpensive. This is very expensive. You could buy the artificial stuff, but I think we paid like 3,500 crowns for this. That's like $400 US dollars. But you give them a good start. So I just check if these wires are, like this one is loose. So I just use this thing and it sort of crimps it, makes it more tight, pretty cool. And I have this little machine that produces 12 volts current, non-lethal, so I won't kill myself. I put the wax on and I just run this low voltage current through the wires, and just long enough so it will the wires will heat up a little, and it will sort of melt the wax so it sticks. So you can see the wires shining through there now. So I kind of have to keep this current on just long enough for it to stick, but not long enough as long, you don't want it to melt all the way through, like there. Okay, that was a little too long. Anyway, now it sits there. So it's completely flat and a good foundation for the bees to start building on. Is that pretty cool? Pretty cool?
Pretty cool.
Because we're gonna give them some more honey boxes today. So, and we're fresh beekeepers, so like a seasoned beekeeper would have frames from last year to give them. So they wouldn't have to use up so much resources building new cells. But as fresh beekeepers, this is what we have to do. So we'll get a little less honey than if we had, frames from last year to use. But we don't need so much honey. We're cute enough. Can you say that? Yeah, we'll make an attempt at explaining checkerboarding. Now, first, we are fresh beekeepers, so we are by any means no experts on this. But we have been studying up, and this method seems efficient and has a lot of benefits. So we're, for the first time, trying this method this year. Checkerboarding is, what is it? Basically, you alternate the frames in the first two supers. So the first super you put that in early in the season, and in our region, approximately in the beginning of June, we would go and we would checkerboard. Then all the frames in the first super here, the only super that we have on, will be half full with nectar, which they haven't capped yet. It will look something like this. So it's full of nectar, and it's pretty heavy. It's like 3 kilos, but it's not capped yet, right? Then we would take up, we would alternate, we would bring up that frame and put it up there on the next super, right? So you have every second frame is half full with honey and an empty frame. And that will make the bees, when they look up and they see that, oh, it's not full yet, we have to keep laying eggs. The queen will have to increase her egg laying in order to create more bees, because they think that they don't have enough food stored for winter, right? So you would take away their swarming tendency, and you will create more bees and more honey. The benefits of this is, to recap, you prevent or hinder or slow down swarming tendencies. The queen will increase her egg laying in order to create more bees, and we will get more honey. So we tried that this year, and it looks like a success. As I said, we're fresh beekeepers, so I don't know, but it looks like we're gonna get 70-80 kilos of honey per hive. That's amazing. We only have 4 hives. So it looks like, and we didn't have any swarming, so it looks like a success. But obviously, if you're a commercial beekeeper and you have 300 hives, and if you're going to checkerboard every hive, that's a lot of work. But for us hobby beekeepers, this is very interesting, and it makes sense in my head, because the bees, when they're done harvesting honey, when it's full above their heads, they will think, oh, we have to swarm. But when it's not full, they will have an urge to, keep working, to fill it up, so they have food for winter. So we can steal it.
And what's the average amount of honey that you usually get without checkerboarding?
Well, what I heard in this area in the south of Norway, if you get like 40 kilos or 25 to 40 kilos, depending on where you are and what kind of conditions, that's good. So if we get 70 or 80 kilo per hive, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
And it's pretty heavy. Oh, look at this. Sexy. Come and have a taste there. Just put your, this one looks more appetizing. Put your finger in one of those. There you go.
Wow.
Was it good?
It was really good.
Ja, den bygger ut.
Building out comb?
Ja. Men de har så vidt begynt på det. They just started. See, they hang in a long line there?
Yeah.
That's how they measure.
That's so cool.
So then they're going to start building on, see the wire going down there?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to start building comb down there. Isn't that cool?
That's very cool.
See here?
Oh, look at
Lots of honey.
Yeah.
Fresh honey. 2022 blueberry honey.
Awesome.
So we'll see if the checkerboarding technique works. That's awesome. Huh?
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Another gorgeous day at the bee yard, and we are checkerboarding. So we already put on 2, what are they called? Ikke skattekasse, det er norsk.
Honey supers.
Honey supers. We put on 2 honey supers, and we're going to check the progress of the bees. Are they starting to bring in honey? And can we put on more supers? Very exciting.
Empty, full, empty, full, empty, full. And then you alternate, like this one is empty in this box, meaning that on the same spot in this box, it's full. So you alternate. And that way, the bees will think that they have plenty of space for winter storage, which they have. And then they, instead of swarming, and when she swarms, she will stop laying eggs and slim down so she can fly. But instead of doing that, you fatten up, becoming an egg-laying machine.
Very good
And the
description.
bee population will increase, and we will be happy because we get lots of honey, because we're so sweet. We need a lot of honey.
Yeah, they're bringing in honey.
And they're building wax. See?
Beautiful.
I just gave these guys a strip of wax, and see they're building out, and they're starting to build it downwards. Oh, heavy frame. Capped honey. There's a queen cup. Empty. That's gonna be honey.
Honey, honey.
What happened here?
Huh. I forgot to put wax in there?
I think it broke. See?
Yeah, it broke. We did have some broken ones we put in there. I remember now.
Yeah, okay.
Broken pieces. That every second frame is building wax. We're checkerboarding, giving the bees plenty of space to store honey.
So let's take a little look-see down in the...
Brood chamber. Lots of bees. It's really sticky. Most of the ladies are out collecting pollen and nectar.
No queenie here?
I don't see her. Our queens have a white dot. They're 1 year old.
No queenie here?
This one's always exciting. I don't think we're going to go down in the brood chamber on this one. We're just going to check the top super to see if they're bringing in nectar and to see if we have to put in any frames of wax. They're building out the comb. Look at you, Tommy. There's so many without full sheets of wax.
I know.
But
Probably my fault. Pick that one.
this one? That one's heavy. That's heavy.
Okay, they're after me.
All right, we'll close it up.
Around me.
Come here. Let me... We're chickens. Oh.
Alright, let's take a look at our weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
I was gonna get out of that bee outfit. I am sweating so bad. So the bees weren't ready for their third super yet, so we'll give them another week or two. But everything's looking good. We're so excited to harvest honey. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And we also have a Patreon if you would like to support our bees.